What's going on, everybody? Dylan here with Espresso Outlet, and today we are going to be getting a closer look at the brand new Turin H63 hand grinder. You can purchase it now at Espresso Outlet and on turingrinders.com, and we're going to take a closer look at it. Today we are going to be doing one of my favorite brew methods, which is the Hario V60. So we're going to take a closer look, and we're going to break down this grinder from Turin. Let's get started. This is the Turin H63, as mentioned before, and I'm going to give you some of my key features that I love about this hand grinder. Now, I have a ton of hand grinders in my collection, but this is one that I tend to go to more frequently since I have owned this grinder. And here's a couple reasons why I love this grinder. First off, I love how, I'm going to take this handle off really quick. I love how the grind adjustments are super easy to view, as shown here. It gives you a really nice, easy display with all those little tiny hashes, so you can know exactly where your grind setting is at all times. It actually has this nice arrow on top here where it shows you basically exactly what grind setting you're on. For reference, for espresso, I've been using this for espresso and pour over every day. For espresso, I'm normally around the range of 6 to 18, and 9 has been absolutely great so far for me and for my espresso in the mornings. For pour over today, we are actually going to be on grind setting 36. So you're going to see that if you look here, you're going to see the arrow down below, and that's going to be pointing directly at 36 here. So that's one thing I love, is a lot of hand grinders will actually have the adjustment here at the bottom, and it can get messy, and it's super hard to know and to remember how many clicks you actually are. And then if you do espresso or you do a pour over, it's really hard to go back to that same click grind setting if you don't exactly write it down or remember where you were previously. So having that number is super awesome on top. Now, let's get down here to the bottom. As I just showed, it's really hard to tell, but there's 3 little spokes that are here that actually spin, as you can see, as I will grind. And something that does super well is as you're grinding the coffee, a lot of grinders that I use currently actually don't have this. This is actually the first one that I've seen have this on a grinder. But the problem is when you get done grinding and you take the cup off, a lot of times you're going to notice a lot of coffee is actually stuck in here where you're going to take a brush and wipe it out. This grinder does a really good job at that rotating mechanism that actually takes that coffee from the sidewall and actually drops it into the catch cup, so where you don't have as much of an issue as other hand grinders that are currently on the market. So they definitely went above and beyond with that little small detail that could be often overlooked. Something else that you'll notice is this catch cup is magnetic to the base. So it's got a really nice strong hold magnetic, as you can see. You're not gonna have to worry about that falling off at all. I mean, it's very, very powerful magnets. Now let's get into the actual catch cup itself. So as you see here, you can see right through it. So hello. This is actually a blind shaker. So you can actually take this tool, and it's got little magnets here that you can see, and then it fits right into, as you see here, it fits straight into here, and it actually clicks into place. And it does a really good job at, when you come right here, it'll actually disperse the grounds very evenly underneath, which is absolutely fantastic. Now, if you want to change this base out, you absolutely can. You just unscrew it. And as you see, this all comes apart. And then you can actually put the original base back on, which the original base is right here. So if you want just your standard cup, you can actually just put that base on, and then you can just use it as a normal dosing cup. So you don't have to worry about obviously doing the blind shaker. But for me, I really like the blind shaker, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep this off and screw this piece back on. And I'm gonna show you why during this pour over method, but it also works really good for transferring your espresso without creating a ton of clumps when transferring your cup or your grinds from the cup into your portafilter. Another touch that I absolutely love about this grinder is the texture on here and the Turin logo that's etched into this like rubber type piece. It's really good. It feels really good in hand. And that rubber piece really just helps from your hands from slipping, because a lot of grinders actually don't have this rubber piece, and if they do, it's like a little tiny band. And it's nice. You can remove this, you can keep it on. I actually like it on just because it does add to the quality, in my opinion, when you're actually going through and grinding. So let's go ahead and put that back on. Super easy, like I said, to move. You just basically move this top collar, and as you see, it's super easy to make all of your adjustments. Today, like I said, we're going to be on grind setting probably 36 for pour over. Something that I love about this hand grinder is the cap, or I guess you can call it the handle. The handle is often overlooked in a lot of hand grinders. The reason why I like this one, not only is it nice and snug, some of the grinders, they actually have a handle that will just fall out because it doesn't have a tight fit. Maybe it's a little bit more challenging to take it off. It's super easy, as you saw, but it's nice because it holds really well where you're not going to have to worry about it falling off, which you shouldn't be tipping your hand grinder over there anyways, but it is something that I really enjoy. Something else that I love is when the cap is on, as you see, there is no gap from the inside of the grinder and the cap. So when there is a little bit of a gap in between these two pieces, when you're grinding, if you're like me, I like to grind with a hand grinder very fast. So I'm over here trying to get it going as fast as I can. Not all the time, but sometimes. And coffee will actually pop out of the top and go on your countertop. Whereas this seals everything off to where you're not gonna have to worry about that, and it's all contained inside the hand grinder as you're grinding. Something else is the quality of this wooden handle is fantastic. It has a nice little spin to it, and it just feels really good in hand. It's not too small, it's not too big. It's literally just right. It's perfect. So let's go ahead and get started. Also, I will tell you how much this hand grinder weighs. It is a pretty hefty grinder, coming in at 900.4 grams. So yeah, it is absolutely, the build quality is like no other. Very heavy hand grinder, very durable, and I've been loving the cups that it's been creating. So let's go ahead. I'm going to show you a cool feature and why I actually like having this this blind shaker here. So let's go ahead and take our pre-dosed grams. So I actually have 15 grams of pre-dosed coffee. So let's go ahead and tear that out, and we're going to pour it into our cup. Now that we have dosed out our 15 grams into our catch cup here, let me show you why I absolutely love this blind shaker. So essentially that bottom part is going to go straight on top of your grinder. So basically now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set it right on top, and it basically just now popped that blind shaker attachment. So now all I have to do is basically lift this attachment up right here and watch the magic. It completely transferred into the grinder that easy. I mean, can you technically have it in your cup and kind of put your hand over here as a funnel? Yeah, but that is something that is absolutely awesome. I love doing that, and it's just so easy. So now let's just go ahead and pop that back on. I will take my filter paper and I will open it up all the way. And then I'm going to crease it a couple times. So I'm going to go the opposite way that it's already creased. And then I'm going to crease it so now it looks like that. And now I'm going to crease it again the opposite way. And this is just going to make it to where the filter fits right onto the Hario, super easy. And then we're going to do it one more time to get creases again. And I'm going to show you the finished product on what this looks like after you make all of these creases. All right. And then we're going to fold this piece down here. So now if you take a look, that is what you should look like with all those creases, and it just literally sits inside of your brewer that easy, unless it falls out. We're going to keep that in here because that's kind of funny. So we're going to keep that in here because I think that's funny. If you actually stayed to the video this long, let me know down in the comments and say, I saw that. Then I know you watched it. All right, so as you see, it does sit in there really nice. It doesn't, if you don't do it, it'll actually sit above it because it's too big and it's awkward. But because we did that, it fits in there very nice and easy. So let's go ahead and get our filter going. So I'm going to go ahead and tare that. I'm going to get my water, and I'm just going to pre-wet the filter paper just because we want everything all nice and washed out. You don't want any of the paper taste to it. All right, so we're gonna let that drip inside here for a second. Get our carafe nice and hot, and I'm gonna pour it into my drip tray over here onto the side. And as you see, the filter is really nice in there, and it's just basically molded super well. And then as you see, the grinds are inside, kind of hard to tell. Now let's go ahead and show you how easy it is to transfer. As you just saw, it is super easy to transfer into your paper. And now that we have our 15 grams, we're gonna go ahead and start our brew. So I like to pour about 60 grams to start, and I like to bloom for about probably we'll bloom for about 30 seconds. So let's go ahead and start. All right, so there is 60. If you guys also are looking for a pour over kettle, this electric kettle is absolutely fantastic. This is the Turin pour over kettle, and that's what I'm going to be using here today. We're going to go ahead and pour a little bit more in here, just enough to saturate the grounds, and then we're actually going to stir it, agitate all the coffee. We're looking to get about 1 to 16. So we're going to go ahead and start in the center, pour again. We are at a minute brew time right now. I like to normally be around 2.5 minutes when I brew. It can be a little bit before or after that time frame, but that's generally what I have enjoyed. All right, so just like that, we are at our 1 to 16 ratio. Dock my kettle back on the base. So we just finished our brew. It was 2 minutes and 14 seconds. As you see, it's really nice color. I absolutely love pour over. It's actually one of my favorite go-to brew methods now. So let's go ahead and pour it in here and give it a try. And again, this is the Turin H63 hand grinder by Turin. It is sold at Espresso outlet, and Turin, you can purchase them now. And cheers. Still a little too hot, but man, I mean, it really never disappoints. The pour overs are fantastic. I've really been enjoying it with espresso. Espresso has been one of my go-tos with this hand grinder, which you would think pour over would be, but there's something about grinding coffee every morning with a hand grinder, not being in a hurry, and just the taste is absolutely fantastic. So if you guys haven't already, definitely make sure to try out the H63 hand grinder by Turin. It has been, like I said, one of my go-to hand grinders in the morning for both pour over and espresso. Grind size, just for reference, I'm using about grind setting 9 right now for my espresso. I just did about 36 on pour over. I would probably go down to probably 33-ish. But again, this is going to change per coffee that you guys are using. But let me know what you think about this hand grinder down in the comment section below. If you guys are interested in it, I will also put the link to this hand grinder down below as well. And again, thank you guys so much for tuning in to Espresso Outlet. We look forward to hearing from all of you. If you have the grinder, let us know how you're enjoying it down below. Also, if you guys are new, make sure to hit that like and subscribe, as we have small content creators that are looking to grow our channel. And with your help, we can grow our channel to reach more people around the world. So again, my name is Dylan with Espresso Outlet. This is the Turin H63 hand grinder by Turin. And again, I will catch you in our next video. Peace.